Join us back on the road, heading for Windhoek via Gubabis, fresh off a night of wild camping. With the cruiser getting some much needed repairs in Windhoek, we hopped back to South Africa for a little bit of work, and now we're back, ready to hit the road again. Our next stop, the world famous Etosha National Park. We're heading off to Etosha National Park, world-renowned park, one of the oldest, very big. Did you do option? green grass. The pan should be completely full of water.
Freaking lekker.
Peninsula.
Peninsula.
It is raining. Because the campsite is miserable. Leaking into the tent. Very excited to be able to show you this. Etosha National Park, one of Namibia's most famous wildlife reserves, stretching over 22,000 square kilometers. At its heart lies the Etosha Pan, an enormous shimmering expanse visible even from space. In the dry season, animals depend entirely on artificial waterholes, gathering in spectacular concentrations, while the pan itself is a lifeless desert of cracked white clay. But when the rains arrive, Etosha transforms dramatically, and not in a bad way.
The once arid pan floods, becoming a shallow, life-giving lake, attracting thousands of migratory birds. Calving season coincides with these rains, bringing new life and vibrant greenery that blankets the landscape. Roads become muddy and travel conditions challenging. But for those willing to explore, the rainy season reveals Etosha in a completely different light. This is the Etosha we're here to see, lush, alive, and rarely witnessed.
We've been there quite a few times before, but what's different this time is that it's in the middle of the rainy season, so the pan should be completely full of water, and that's what we're hoping to see. Hopefully the roads are manageable in the wet, but we're quite excited to see what it looks like. Roads are a little bit muddy, quite a bit of water patches to drive through, but they're not very deep at the moment. Some of the roads are a bit sticky. Cars getting full of mud, if nothing else. We're going deeper into the park, expecting it to deteriorate as we go. And we're not seeing much at all, except lots and lots of green grass.
It's beautiful. Don't you think?
The open plains seem still, but after the rains, it's the air that stirs first. When the pans flood and the grasslands shimmer green, the skies deliver their long-distance guests. Aptums storks, sharp-eyed, fast-winged, riding the thermals down from East Africa. Pelicans drift in from coastal lagoons, trading salt for the fresh inland shallows. And flamingos paint the water pink in search of algae-rich pools. For a few short weeks, Etosha becomes a crossroads, a quiet invitation answered by wings.
We're approaching a very rare sighting in Etosha. Very excited to be able to show you this. I never thought I'd ever see one in this game park. Admittedly, it's not moving, but it is here. Isn't that incredible? Wow, I think we're going to have to stop and take some photos. Doesn't look like it's moved in a while. Look at that. Absolutely amazing. Wonder if they know what to do with it.
The grader is not the only one putting down roots. These local birds never got the memo to migrate. As day turns to night, the noise softens, the sky deepens, and the wet season whispers that it's not done yet.
It is raining, and we're on the corrugated roads. It's a sign that says men at work. Well, I don't know how far away they are. They're not here. The corrugations somehow feel worse in the rain. And you can see them more clearly because there's a puddle in every hollow. So it's not even like they'll take you by surprise. You can see them coming and it's really miserable.
You can see all of them.
We stop now at the pan. As you can see, it's filling up with water. As far as the eye can see is water. There are a few islands still left. They might get covered. Water's not very deep from what we hear. 3 or 4 inches deep. But the pan is 60 kilometers wide roughly and 100 kilometers long. It's an enormous area. It's a lot of water lying there.
Freaking lekker.
Nice hot coffee at the waterhole. Well, it's not a waterhole, is it? It's Etosha pan, but it's got water.
Such a privilege to see it like this, huh? Because we've been here many times before, but
Good thing is there's no dust.
no, there's only mud.
The water doesn't just shape the land, it sets a rhythm. And when it reaches the plains, something ancient stirs. This is the season of new life. In Etosha, calving season follows the rains. As the pans fill and the grass returns, the timing is perfect. Nutrients are rich, water is abundant, and predators are momentarily distracted. Wildebeest, springbuck and zebra give birth in waves, flooding the plains with newborns. It's nature's calculated gamble. More young means better chances that some will survive. For a few weeks, the savannah becomes a nursery.
Tiny little young ones.
Today we're on our way from Okikuyu to Namutoni. Left early in the morning. Beautiful sunrise at the moment. Got about 175 kilometers of corrugated roads to get up there. With our deviations, it's probably a full day drive when we stop to look at the various waterholes and sites along the way. Then we'll probably camp at Namutoni. We didn't camp at Okikuyu because the campsite is miserable and it's been raining every day and there's no cover at that campsite, so you've only got whatever you bring. So we camped at a private campsite outside the park and just drove in every day. So that private campsite had a little kitchen area under cover where we could leave things and be out of the rain. So we're looking forward to a good game sighting day today, because we're going to be covering a lot of ground. Let the tires down, 1.5 in the front, 2 at the back. Could go a little bit more at the back if you're not so heavily loaded, but we've got everything in the car, we're heavily loaded again, so we can't let too much air out the back. But despite the soft tyres, which does make the corrugations an easier ride, they still bone jarring as we progress up this road. It's also a main thoroughfare, this road, so there's a lot of cars that come racing up here, because to go from Okukuyo or Aucho, one of those towns, all the way around to Namutoni, I don't know the exact distance, but it's probably 150 or 200 kilometers more than taking this road up through the park. So I think a lot of people who want to head from the south to the north drive through the park just as a means of transit. And they definitely don't deflate their tires. They're not driving at game viewing speeds. I think the speed limit here is 60. They do anything from 60 to 80 to 90. Come flying past. So it's not a pleasant stretch of road. I think we've gone about 3 kilometers. I've already lost the will to live. So I don't know how we're going to do the next 172.
After days of rain and endless rough roads, the rewards of patience begin to appear. What first seemed like an empty grassland often holds far more than meets the eye. The wet season brings new life, and wherever there's new life, predators are never far behind. Hunters follow the herds, taking advantage of weakened or inexperienced prey. This is nature's way of ensuring only the fittest and strongest go on to populate further herds. Scavengers too thrive in this season of plenty, cleaning what's left behind. Together, they form a crucial part of Etosha's delicate ecosystem, a natural balance where every role, even in the shadows, has its place.
We are here in the beautiful Etosha, and we are currently in a beautiful location. They peninsula. God, so peninsula.
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 Not Shula, Sula.
They built a road for a lookout point about 1 kilometer into the pan. On the peninsula. How do you say it? Say it again.
Peninsula.
The peninsula.
They built a peninsula.
They built a peninsula, and that is where we are now. It is breathtaking. It's just pan all around us. It's a beautiful place to stop and take a break from the driving.
Progress here isn't rushed. In the wet season, even the smallest traveller has the right of way. And sometimes, slowing down is how you see the most. So we've completed our drive from Okukuyo to Namutoni. We got through the gate at about 7 this morning. It's 20 to 4. It's taken us 8 hours and 40 minutes. Interesting to see what condition the campsite and the ablutions is in. Looking very quiet here. Go to reception and see what we can do.
Camp reception on the left.
Can I show you my earrings? Dave bought them for me today. Where did we buy them?
Halali.
Halali.
So we're in Etosha, and the corrugated roads have taken their toll, and some of the rivets have popped out of our solar panel. And that means water is now leaking into the tent. So, being the rainy season, we need to resolve that with some things. Hold the rivet out. Okay, this rivet here. So before I put that new rivet in, I want to lift this a bit. Some sealant under there. How does she seal it? It's glue, to be honest. Doesn't help to have the fattest fingers. Get our electric riveter sticking into the hole. There it is, in the hole. There we go. Our binoculars and things that we put in this bag on the dashboard get extremely hot. So we bought one of these shields that you normally put in your windscreen, and we're chopping it up to make envelopes. We've done that one. An envelope of insulation foil put inside to try and stop the binoculars from glasses and sunglasses and things getting too hot. There's not much science to this.
I think it's genius. If you do well at art and crafts.
Why are you worried about silver?
It's the silver not reflecting
How much
heat.
sunlight's going to get
Not
you?
on.
Did you do art?
Yes, but my grandmother always did some of it for me.
Special needs.
No, not that there's anything wrong with that.
So we're using very good double-sided tape. We're basically just making a little envelope. Right, then once we've got the envelope to the right side, then we're putting some double-sided tape inside and gluing that on. Hopefully it stays more or less in position. Even the flies are losing their patience. And they've gone away. Beautiful thing. So this is now what we have. Insulation inside a leather pouch where we keep our binoculars and things while we're traveling. This gets very hot. So there you go, the binoculars, and that's our tip for today for the people who make these things. It'll be a hell of a lot easier to stitch into the inside of the fabric and the leather before you construct it. But I'm hoping that'll be nice and cool inside there now. We've been camping at Etosha at Namutoni. Camped for 3 days now, and we wanted to give you a quick campsite review. A typical site here, they give you 2 pieces of concrete, a little table, some concrete stools, reasonably grassed, although there's a bit of mud in quite of the areas. There's no pre-booked sites here, it's first come first serve. Rainy season at the moment, so quite a bit of slush and mud around, but there's our ablutions. What can I say? It's pretty run down. Let's go inside and have a look. Of the 2 toilets, only one has been working. I see the second one is unlocked now, so maybe they repaired it, or maybe it repaired itself. Morning. Nicely stocked shop on site. Bit of dress wear, lovely ice creams, beers, savannas, so you can get some chops or lamb. It's interesting that they sell meat here and you can bring whatever meat you want into the park, but you can't leave with any. Whether you've bought it here, bought it outside, it doesn't matter. You can bring it in, you need to eat it while you're here. When you leave, they search, and we came in and out 5 days in a row, and 5 days in a row I completely unpacked my fridge and completely unpacked my freezer. They search for drones, they search for meat, and they search for firearms. So those things are out.
What happens if you bring your wife into this type of shop though?
Bad idea.
Why?
End up buying clothing, which we have no space for. And the shop is open from 7 in the morning until 7 at night, which is quite convenient.
We turn towards the gate, but Etosha is not done with us yet. The rains have done their work, filling pans, feeding grass, bringing life. Now the season steadies, and we begin the slow journey out.
Is it on the road?
Yeah.
Picking up dropped cameras aside, Etosha in the rain gave us a different lens on this wild place, one shaped by water, life and constant renewal. We arrived expecting challenges and found beauty in abundance. The pans filled, birds arrived, predators emerged, and newborns took their first shaky steps. This brief, vibrant window showed us an Etosha few get to witness, alive, green and quietly spectacular. And though the rains will fade and the land return to dust, these moments linger, reminders of nature's subtle power to surprise and inspire.